So when things don't work out, what you do next?
Write about it.
So I don't know. Tonight was kind of weird, so I could only imagine what kind of like lyrics. Like, are you gonna mention that I forgot my ID? Kind of like dipped off yesterday because I had munchies, and you were like at an event that you didn't really perform. You didn't perform in, and you were there, so I was gone for like an hour and some change. So like, the fuck were you doing?
Networking. I got in contact. Well, I didn't get in contact, but I spoke like face to face with the owner of the venue and the people who are holding the events. That was one of their small events. They got something coming up with Xavier.
Nah, yo, like, I wish people who are watching this could see, because the location was like, so nobody's calling the cops out here? Like, there's literally like residential houses, like people living in their living room watching TV and shit. And you keep walking and there's like this mini warehouse type looking thing that it was just like, oh, this is like perfect to like do something like this in that area. So
yeah, and
who are the people who run that?
Fire stage as they had a fire ass stage too. City of Fire Phoenix. Shout out to them.
And how did you know about them?
There's a group chat I was in. I'm not gonna say no names, but there's a group chat I was in, and there was a kid in there fucking bashing them because they wouldn't let him perform, but they already had performers and shit.
This was like recently, like yesterday type shit?
Nah, not yesterday. This was like probably like probably like a week or two ago. Literally, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna end up trying to link up with them. So I hit them up. I go to their DMs. I hit them up. And then they gave me the number to their business line. And then I met the lady who runs their business line because their business line was busy. And she told me why it was busy, you know what I'm saying? And yeah.
She just busy?
Yeah, she just told me to stay locked in. And she'll keep me updated about the bigger events. I don't want to do the small shit. I'm not traveling out here to do the small shit.
Right. It gotta be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not big, you know.
And dude that owned the venue, he don't even charge that much. So we gotta see what happens with that. Whoo, shit, got smoke in my nose. Fuck.
If you want the same cake, you better learn to bake. I'm in the kitchen going loony with my fucking toolie. If that goofy act don't rollie chopper spitting loogies, I could never be a lame or a fucking loser. I could teach you niggas something, MUDA been a tutor. You don't gotta wait on shit, you don't need help. Be loud with your shit like my weed smell. Make your heaven on earth so much you need help. You can know what heaven like and be free still. And be free still.
Fixing his hair and shit, you know?
Fuck you.
Fixing his hair and shit.
My hair? Oh my god.
Yo, you've been in New York a lot, so like, when was the first time you went out to New York? Who was the first connection that you made out there?
So, first time I went to New York, I wasn't even like rapping hardcore how I am now.
You was on that boom bap shit?
No, not even. I just wasn't rapping as much. I wasn't making music as much. I was just going out there because I heard of this dude named Cameron Nazi, and Cam was having a show out there. So I went out there just to like, you know, go mingle. I had like some extra money, and I was like, might as well go there, try to see if like there's any other like like-minded people. And I didn't know anything about like actually going out and networking for music or anything. I just wanted to go out there and just like.
You were young, right? Before you were 21?
You know what I'm saying?
You were 21 at that time, or you were younger than that?
I was like fucking 19, 20.
Yeah, you were young.
So I went out there, and first connect I made was this kid. Well, I don't know how old he is now, but this dude named Kamal Kenyatta. Actually, I was just talking to him. Freaking, when I go out to Cali, I might end up making up with him. I was showing to you too. He's fire as hell. But yeah, he's the first connect I made, and then I linked up with Chubnasio. Chubnasio was
Shout out to
upstairs.
Chubnasio Skazi.
Bro, that man was upstairs.
That boy be going hard.
I think I saw Mikey Polo there, but me and him never really talked.
So you knew Chubnasio before you knew Acid?
Yeah.
Word.
I knew Chubnasio way before I knew Acid. I only met Acid. I met Acid at a show because he was performing that.
How did that collab happen? 02.
We just met.
Cause I heard that it was some shit like you send him a verse, then he sent a verse, then you send a verse, and he was like, nah, I gotta send some shit harder.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is what happened, right? When I came out here to Arizona, I met up with these guys named Doom Division, right? At the time, there was a member of Doom Division. He's not a member now because, I don't know, I heard some shit went down. But his name was Jack Acid. Jack Acid, that song 02 was originally meant for Jack Acid. But I was like, I don't really want to rock with him that much because, like, I don't know. Because there's like some allegation shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're true or not now. Like, I don't want to say I don't fuck with him. You know what I mean?
You just don't know. You don't feel comfortable. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not comfortable.
So I ended up sending that to Ashley from nowhere, and he changed his verse like twice. You got
the power to do that.
After that song was fire as hell.
Cause you could tell like you send the verse, and then he send the verse back, and then you roll something way harder, and some of the fucking artillery that
I like the competition and everything too.
That you can tell like it was a little like back and forth between you guys, and it just made for a good song. And then the video was just, the thing about your videos is like I feel like you don't try too hard, like it just happens. Like, you know, we were like in the middle of fucking 42nd Street, walking through all of that, going through the fucking train stations, and it wasn't on like everybody, it was just natural. Nobody looked out of place. It was just a good vibe. It just looked organic, and
yeah, niggas was just
having fun.
Just chilling, he was vibing. Yeah.
Yeah, we high right now.
We high right now. Anything that I can get for myself. All I need is thy help. My soul of my field. I think my spirit broken. I spend these last days hoping I can remain focused on the things that push me forward. But the grave is calling my name. I want to escape pain. Every day it rains. No one calls my name. No one feels my pain. Paraphrase my shame. Short dreams, long days. Suicide, a constant thought. I might do it one day. I might do it Tuesday. Shit. I might do it today. Alright, let's punch in from there. I beat myself up about my art and shit.
Why?
I beat myself up about my music because I be so worried about pleasing like people who listen to it. You feel me? I be worried about it. And I put my all into it, you know? And like, I'm not gonna say I'm afraid to be hated, you feel me? But sometimes I be taking shit to heart. I be taking that the shit to heart sometimes when niggas be like, oh, this shit ass, blah blah blah, you know what I mean? But
yeah, but when you look at who's saying
exactly,
this, it makes sense. Like, yeah,
like when you look at who's saying it, it's just like, you know, fucking cool niggas, I guess. Like, I don't fucking know.
But it ain't people.
I be taking it to heart. And that's why I'd be like, you get the occasional angry track from me.
Do you think you take it to heart because you know as an artist you have more to offer? You have musically you have more to offer than the shit that you quote unquote typically do.
Yeah,
like if you want to rap, you can really
rap.
rap.
I take it to heart because like I really know that I'm better than half of the niggas that be talking shit.
That's facts.
I know that. I know that if I was to hop on like the same wave as niggas, if I was to do the same thing as other niggas, I would be good at or better than the niggas doing it. I know that I'm really sure of myself. I'm really sure of myself. I know for a fact that if I was to just only stick to fucking boom bap, if I was to only stick to that,
you would be killing it.
I could outmaneuver a whole lot of motherfuckers. I could do that. Me not doing that is doing them a favor, to keep it a buck. I choose to make my own shit. I choose to like create my own wave. I choose to create my own style. I choose to create my own sound. I choose individuality. I don't choose to be a part of the fucking herd, a part of the niggas that's following the latest musical fad. I choose to create those moments for niggas to follow. I don't choose to follow.
You know what's interesting about you, how you're able to connect to different people, because obviously you have people in your age group, right? Whatever. But your ability to, you have like older fans. Like people older than 25 that really fuck with your music. Like how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like, oh cool. Like there's not like a lot of old heads that are just, you know.
First of all, people over 25 ain't old heads, so let's correct that. Nah, fuck you.
Niggas, old heads.
We young OGs, alright?
Young OGs, yeah, because most niggas that's like 25 and up, and they've been growing up with the fucking, you know, like the, damn, what year was y'all born in? Niggas that's like 25 and up around.
25, like, 95, 95, 94, 93, 92, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, y'all was, it all depends on the demographic too, because certain areas only get exposed to certain music too. But y'all grew up with a lot of like the fucking, I went to the hat store today and I bought myself a hat type niggas.
No,
and y'all grew up with the M&Ms and the fucking the 50s.
Yeah, you gotta definitely mention.
Grew up with all that.
The 2000 era.
Yeah,
the 90s not too much for me, cause at that time I didn't even know English.
Like, yeah, not the y'all be trying to like gatekeep shit. For real. Just because I don't sound like your favorite artist doesn't mean you gotta hate on me, you know? Just because I don't sound like you know, your guy or your man's next to you don't mean you gotta like talk shit. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
Gatekeeping, huh?
Yeah. Especially niggas that have some type of pull, some type of fucking like, you know, say in like the musical world, you know what I'm saying? They look at you and then they be like, I don't like what he's trying to push, what he's trying to like represent. When number one, you don't know what I'm trying to represent. You never asked me. You never sat down and talked to me. It's just based off of appearance alone.
Are you talking about this from experience?
I'm talking about it, yeah, from experience and what I've seen happen to like niggas around me too.
That's why when I told you what I told you earlier, I ain't gotta say too much on camera, but what I told you guys earlier, that's what I want to do, what I want to do, so we won't be having conversations like this anymore. Artists won't be feeling shut out by other people, because the way I see it, and everybody doesn't have to see it like me, Listen, if you over a certain age and you still want to do music, hey, by all means, I'm not saying to stop. But at a certain time, we kind of have to look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, not that your time is up, but what else can you bring to the table to keep this shit going?
Exactly. And the shit that sucks is like a lot of niggas realize that they're one-dimensional way too late.
Way too late.
Way too fucking late.
And
then they try to take that hate out because they got a name already. They have a fucking name already, but they found out that they were one-dimensional and they weren't going anywhere else, so they had to stick to their fucking community. They had to stick to their fucking, you know, because they wasn't getting accepted anywhere else except for where the fuck they grew up at, because niggas knew them for dumb fucking long and they felt like they had to support them. You know what I mean? They want to take that out on the younger generation of artists that come to them looking for assistance, that come to them looking for guidance. You feel me? And then they got their little mans that they trying to bring up.
And that's what I don't understand.
And then they talk about you to their little mans, and now their little mans feeling some type of way about you. It's whatever. Niggas be local moguls. They be mad as fuck that they're local moguls.
You know, it is what it is. Y'all on some. Do what you want to do, but time to pass the torch.
Exactly.
You know?
Niggas be going to zone deep as fuck. It's bad as hell. They gotta go to zone. They can't go to like Magic City or some shit.
You stupid.
It's like, yeah, the DJ not saying your name in Magic City, baby. You gotta stay in Springfield.
You had mentioned something earlier, because we're doing this again for those who don't know. But in the previous conversation, you mentioned about, you know, you've been to New York and the most important thing for you was to stay after shows and talk to people. There's been instances where I see people, they'll perform and then they'll dip.
Yeah, me personally, I feel like when niggas do that, it's either one, you got money for promotion. You just got money out the ass for promotion because you don't stay after your shows. You don't stay after your shows, so you're rich. You're rich as fuck. You're not really a struggling artist.
Okay.
You got money. You got bread, and you can just pay for promotion online, and you don't really gotta promote and do anything. You didn't fucking send merch out because you got promotion for your merch too. You got money to promote your merch. You got money to promote your fucking music. You got money to promote everything. You're a rich man if you leave your shows right after you perform. And number two, I feel like if it's not like that, if you don't got the money to show your fans that you care, then if you just leave after you perform, you just don't care about your fans and you don't care about gaining a new fan base as well. You don't feel like adding to your army. You don't feel like...
I'm gonna tell you off camera who came on the podcast and said on inappropriality, and Macway to this day mentions it like every other podcast. He just won't let it go because dude said, like, I go, I perform, and then I leave. And he said that I don't feel like I need to watch other people because it stunts my growth or some shit along the lines.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And Macway won't let it go because it's like on some like, how dare you type shit, you know?
Yeah, nigga. But me, like, what I'm talking about, if a nigga leaves before I perform, I don't give a fuck. Like, another artist?
Yeah, because it's not about the artist though.
What is it about then?
It to me, it's about the civilians, and those are people. Civilians are people who I don't consider creatives. They don't do a lick of creative. They just regular ass people, and they be a lot of those type of people at the shows in New York.
Well,
shows out here, no disrespect, be full of a lot of creatives. You go to shows in New York and there's a lot of civilians out there more than there are the creatives, you know? Like,
the thing is too, with the civilians will stay.
Exactly. Those are who you need to talk to. Talk to these other niggas the next day on Instagram, you know? Exactly. Like, talk to the regular people. And people don't. They just...
Exactly. And they want to just talk to the other artists. You could probably, listen, if you stay after your shows, right? I guarantee you're gonna run into somebody who, like, fucks with you heavy, probably would, like, just throw money at you, nigga. Literally, like, if you have a project that you need funded or something, and you do a show, and you stay after, you might run into somebody who will fucking invest in you. You know what I'm saying? You may run into somebody like that because, bro, the whole planet exists. Everybody's not a fucking artist. Everybody has their own fucking bag that they can get into. Everybody has their own niche. So if you tap, like, say I stay after a show, right? And there's a fucking shit. Who makes a lot of money? Do surgeons make a lot of money?
Who?
Surgeons.
Yeah, surgeons. Yeah, of course.
All right, boom. A surgeon. A surgeon. He's at your show. Comes up to you. He's like, "Yo, I really fuck with your music." You guys like just talk. Y'all just chop it up. It's like, "Yeah, man, I'm a surgeon over at X, Y, and Z. I make this much a month. Blah 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 blah." And out of like the strength of just meeting you, off of your personality and everything, I'm willing to, like, if you have merch you need sold, man, I'll buy it. You know what I mean, right? And then what I'm trying to get at is, it's about building relationships with your fans. It's about building a community around your brand. You know what I'm saying? And it's about maintaining the fact that in that community that you're building, it's all supporting growing the community. And it's also about when you get to a point where the community is sustaining you by, like, themselves. You don't got no job, you know what I'm saying? No job, no formal job. You're just surviving off the trap of your art alone. Then you can do what you can to give back to the community that has helped build you. You know what I mean? So once you get to that point, you can just be like, "Yo, thank y'all, blah 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 blah." First, like, 100 people, first, like, 200, 300 people, you're gonna get a deluxe X, Y, and Z. Here's the download link is in your fucking email, blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta plan for, like, the long game, and the long game is gonna include your fans. The whole game is including your fans.